This is the greatest example of love that I could show you, that I could bring out and today, this morning, to bring to you as we're trying to follow God's example of love. Here it is right here. Here's God's example of love. Now in 17, Luke 15, commencing in 17, concluding in 24. When he came to his senses, talking about the lost son, he'd already left. He'd squandered all his inheritance. He'd gone and squandered in easy living, and he'd left. And then he finally came to himself. And this is, I wanted to jump just right here, because here's a part of your life where you might be here right now when you finally come to your senses. Now, you might not have taken your father's inheritance and gone and squandered it on easy living, but something might be happening in your life that you finally come to God. You're just like, enough is enough, Lord. I'm here on my hands and knees. This is it. I'm here for you. What do I need to do? I'm coming to my senses. And he said, he's talking to himself now, how many of my father's hired servants have food to spare? And here I am starving to death. Here's a Jew, a Jewish son, who took his inheritance, squandered it on easy living, and spent all his money. And now, instead of starving, and he's working at a pig farm, a Jew working at a pig farm. It's the biggest disgrace you could ever have. They never even wanted to touch or see or smell a pig. Here he is feeding pigs, sleeping with pigs. He's coming to his senses, and here's the Father's love. It's just so powerful. You want to see how God loves? Here it is. He's starving to death. He says, I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, he's coming up with something, and we've all been here. Father, just get me through this. Just get me through this situation. One more time, and I won't sin anymore. Won't do that anymore. Just get me through. Father, just show me this love that I need. I want to walk in your lovingness. I need to find it. I need to feel it. So here we are. He's come to his senses. He goes, Father, I've sinned against heaven and you. He's thinking about this in his mind. And I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. This is his little speech. He's preparing to say to his father. This is an apology to say to his father. He gets up and he goes and he's walking to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. The son finally came to himself. He's walking home ready to apologize to his father. The father's waiting at the door for him, waiting for his son at the door. The father sees his son and he runs to his son. Now, for an old man to run back then was huge. You just didn't do it. It wasn't dignified. You wouldn't run, you'd walk. You're an old man. Why you? He runs to his son. His son's getting ready to apologize and say everything. And this is us today, guys. When we are sitting, when we finally come to ourselves, and we're finally going to say again, Father, I'm coming to you again. Guess what? He's waiting for us at that door with open arms, ready for us to go. He knew we were going to sin. He knew that we were going to have to come to ourselves again. He knew that we were going to have to come to our senses and finally say, that's it. Everybody else, the slaves are being treated better. The servants are getting treated better. Lord, I sin against you. I don't want to be like that anymore. Runs to his father. Father wraps his arms around him. The son said to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. The father doesn't listen to him, he says. But the father said to his servants, quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fatted calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found. So they began to celebrate. I want you to picture this beautiful picture of God This is God the Father. This is God the Father. The Father's, it's God. And picture that, and we're the child coming. We're the ones coming to the Father. And I want you to notice something, that this son right now has been working in a pig farm, okay? He's filled with pig feces. He smells. He's dirty. He hasn't showered. He's like as dirty as you could possibly be. He's finally come to himself. So filthy of not only sin, but filthy outwardly. You do not have to get cleaned up before you take a shower. You do not have to get cleaned up before you come to the Father. Here it is right here. Your Father will accept you any way you come. Bring your filth. Bring it. Because He's going to put a cloak around you. He's going to put a cloak around your filthiness. Think about that for a second. The Father didn't say, oh my gosh, you smell so bad. Where you been? He didn't even come up. My son's here. Get the best coat. Get the best cloak. Get the ring. Let's get the fatted calf. My son was dead. Now he's alive. Friends, this is how God is to you. This is how God is to me. This is how God is to us. He's waiting for us with open arms. Lovingness. The love of God is right here shown in this parable. How much more could your Father love you when you took your inheritance, you took everything and you went and squandered it, and just on easy living with Satan, walking with the devil. And then finally you come to yourself and you say, Father, I want to come back. And he doesn't have any question about it. He's already waiting for you to come back. He's waiting for us. We do not have to get cleaned up before we come to God. God will clean us up. God will take you as filthy and as dirty as you are, as filthy and as dirty as the prodigal son was, in the pig mud, in the pig dirt, in the pig feces. He didn't care that his son smelled. He accepted him with open arms. How perfect is that example of love that your Father has for you today?